Mr. MacWhite.
Right.
Now keep your vest pulled down.
Mr. MacWhite.
Mr. MacWhite, we're glad to have you say why you think we should act favorably on your nomination as ambassador to Sarkhan.
Mr. Chairman, Senators, I have about 15 pages here which I wrote last night, an explanation of my qualifications. And as I read them over this morning, they sound so much like my own eulogy that I've decided to let my mother publish them privately after I'm dead. So if you don't mind, I would just prefer to answer the questions.
Have you any speaking knowledge of the Sarkhanese language?
Yes, a little.
Will you say something, please?
Ko sendisuk chongmi ka prachachong tualu.
What does that mean?
Roughly, that means, may there be peace among all peoples of the world.
Now, you were vice president of MacWhite Publications, in charge of the Foreign Office, isn't that so?
That's right, headquartered in Paris.
Would that background qualify you for this position?
Well, one of the functions of my job, Senator, was to interview world leaders. You probably know what it's like to be interviewed, Senator, and I think that you can appreciate that a good reporter has to win the confidence and trust of people if he's to write anything perceptive about them.
I've never read anything perceptive about me.
Well, I haven't interviewed you.
I will now yield to my distinguished friend from the nation's dairyland, Senator Macon.
Sir, I thought this was a very poor nomination when it came down, and I still do. Mr. MacWhite, let's get into your war record. You were in Sarkhan during the war?
Yes, my plane was shot down and I bailed out.
Why'd they give you the Silver Star?
Well, as you know from the citation...
I don't know anything, Mr. MacWhite. The record's blank until you fill it in.
The award was given for sabotage activities behind enemy lines. Sarkhan was under Japanese occupation at the time, and I fought with the Sarkhanese underground.
Nothing personal in my attitude, Mr. MacWhite. I just wanted to see if you'd fly off the handle. I know Senator Brenner has to leave shortly, and he's anxious to question this nominee. I yield to him and leave the rest of my interrogation until he's finished.
I appreciate the senator's generosity, and with the chairman's kind indulgence, I will attempt to curb my oratory and make my questions brief. Now, I think you mentioned reporting and sabotage as things you do very well. Is it your belief that all reporters are qualified to be ambassadors?
No more than all ambassadors are qualified to be reporters.
Is it your belief that all men skilled in sabotage who happened to be in Sarkhan during the war are qualified to be ambassadors?
Well, unless I haven't been properly briefed, Senator, I wasn't aware that sabotage was one of the qualifications you were looking for.
Serious answers would be more to your benefit, Mr. MacWhite.
I beg your pardon, Senator. I didn't take your line of questioning as having a serious intent. I beg your pardon.
Now, according to your dossier, your chief qualification seems to be your friendship for this man, Chai Kyang.
Beg your pardon, sir.
Chai Kyang.
The name is DeYoung, sir. It's pronounced with a D.
DeYoung.
Yes.
This man was your wartime buddy. An ordinary rice farmer who helped you blow up bridges.
He was a rice farmer, Senator. I think ordinary has very little to do with DeYoung, however.
An extraordinary rice farmer. The record stands corrected. Does this man hold public office?
He was offered the prime ministership, which he felt he didn't have enough education or polish to accept. So he stepped aside after he led his people to revolution.
The answer is no. Can you say why your friendship with this man, who has no say in his government's policies, should qualify you?
Yes, I think I can, Senator. De Jong is as important to Sarkhan as de Gaulle was to France before he resumed the presidency. He may be the single most popular man in his country today, and he has a profound influence on his people.
When's the last time you saw him?
7 years ago in Hong Kong. We spent a day together. The time before that was 1948 in Bangkok. I think it was a weekend, I'm not sure. We'd been celebrating our reunion with a touch of rice wine, as I recall.
Both times were before Sarkhan gained independence.
That's right.
What'd you talk about?
I don't know. Personal things.
Don't you remember what you talked about?
Well, I think we discussed whatever good friends talk about, personal things. I think we discussed life, the ladies. As a matter of fact, I think we spent most of our time laughing.
But not politics.
If I don't recall, we might have touched on the subject.
Do you write to each other frequently?
Yes, so do our wives.
You influence his thinking.
Yes, I would say so. In the same way that good friends always influence each other. During the war, he was very curious about democracy, and I gave him my views.
Does he share them?
To a large extent, in his own way, Senator. I would say so, yes.
That still prevails.
Our friendship prevails, Senator, and as I say, we haven't discussed politics for quite some time.
So in your own mind, this warm friendship still prevails. You share and respect each other's views. And you feel that this common ground will enable you to present the position of this country to a sympathetic and influential popular leader. Do you agree with my conclusions?
I think you've summed it up admirably, Senator.
Thank you, Mr. MacWhite. I present the following document for the committee's edification. Quote, "The United States has again taken up the cudgel of colonialism. I warn America. Our multitudes are pledged as one man, one voice, one heart, to resist the imperialist tide to the end and beyond the end." Unquote. Now that sounds red to me.
Not only is that speech out of context,
Do
Senator...
you respect and share those views, Mr. MacWhite?
No, I do not share them. Yes, I do respect them, and I resent the senator's
Do you deny that de Jong is an out-and-out communist who wants to take
I deny
his
that.
country...
I deny that emphatically, Senator. And furthermore, I would like to point out to you that that speech was made at the Afro-Asian Conference in Bandung, April 18th, 1955, which was 3 months after de Jong had led his people to independence, and after the United States had postponed recognition of that independence, and after you, sir, on the Senate floor, spoke out clearly against any foreign aid at all to his country. Now I submit that de Jong had cause for passion, but those are not the views he holds today.
Here is a picture taken just last spring, Mr. MacWhite. Take a look at it. De Jong at the May Day parade in Peiping, shaking hands with Zhou Enlai.
Senator, I can show you countless photographs of the president shaking hands with Khrushchev. Now, on those grounds, are you willing to call the president of the United States a communist as well?
I'm willing to call you not well-informed enough to represent this country. I called Castro a red in 1958 when people like you were clapping hands over every move he made. And I say it about de Jong. What have you to offer? Except blind faith that de Jong is not a communist.
What I have to offer, Senator, I think has been clearly documented in this hearing. But if faith in de Jong's belief were the only thing I had to offer, I would be proud and confident to stand on that alone.